control your Yoto audio players from Home Assistant. You can play and pause cards, change the volume, skip and seek tracks, and see what is currently playing. The integration talks to the official Yoto cloud over OAuth 2 and receives playback updates over MQTT. So changes that happen on the player show up in Home Assistant almost immediately. From my understanding, Yoto is a little, it's designed for children. It's a little box where you can buy NFC cards, essentially. Kid puts the card on the Yoto player and it plays the song. Something that I think you could do with Home Assistant and not have to buy a Yoto device. Would I be
So
right?
I'm sensing a little bit of judgment.
Yeah. Oh, you
This is
sense that?
losing.
I thought it was
This was a losing battle in my household.
okay.
That I chose not to
Right.
battle, I guess.
Yeah.
We got for my little guy's birthday, we got him one for his birthday, and to be fair, he does like the device, but it is not cheap. I think it was like $100 or something. We got it on sale for the little mini one.
Yeah.
And every time you want to get more of these cards, it's like, I don't know, $15 to $20. Every time you want to get these NFC cards to stick in the little unit. I wish I had it with me. I have a box for the jacket that we use. I don't know if you know from the one we got looks something like that. And yeah, I dislike this device on principle, where you have to pay every time not pay every time. It's not like a monthly sub or anything like that. You buy it once you get it, but if they choose to kill their service, then guess what? You no longer have access to these songs and stuff. So how it works is you stick an NFC card into the device. The device goes out and makes sure you're authorized for that. Whatever that's the DRM, I guess, function they have there, and it will download like 15 tracks onto the device. From what I understand, it saves the songs or stories or whatever it is locally, which is cool. And then you can actually disconnect it from the internet at that point.
Okay.
But then there's only so much you can store, right? So my bigger problem with this is I have to pay every $15 every time my kid wants a new story or new thing.
Because you can't print your own cards, right? Like, and this is my issue with it. Like,
they give you a blank, so you could do some stuff in that sense, right? So they give you a blank with it, and the idea is, I don't know, maybe you have a grandparent that's far away, and you can get them to record audio, and that part's kind of cool, right? So it's like you can have them either say like a story or maybe something in your mother tongue. If you're trying to teach your kid, your native language, whatever that is. I think it's just the cost of the device and the cost of all of these things.
It's tough pill to swallow.
Oh yeah, man, it is. It again, like I said, that was not something I was gonna win, and I just gave in. Yeah, and for those of you that missed it, Justin from Apollo Automation was up in Toronto a couple of weeks ago, so we got the chance to hang out, and himself, TJ from HomeTech.fm, and Gavin, who lives in the Toronto area anyways, who we've had on the podcast in the past. So we got hanging out, and I was just sitting on the GO train on the way back home with Justin, and I was just telling him how much I despise this device on principle. It's actually a good device. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of paying every time for these things. So that's my little rant. But at least now I can bring it into Home Assistant, which is a little bit of a consolation prize, I guess.
Okay, so I've got two questions for you. My first question, hopefully the easy question here, is when your son like taps his card, puts his card into that device, does a little bit of you die inside? Because I feel that way. Like every time my daughter or my son hits a light switch, then the lights are automated. I'm like, why are you using a light switch? Like I've automated that for you, and it frustrates me. Like, do you,
It's the only thing I don't hate about that experience is it just helps him improve his like tactile little like motor
oh
responses and
yeah,
stuff like
fine motor
that.
skills, yeah.
Fine. In like 3 weeks when he's got that refined, I will absolutely be there.
Yeah. And now that Yoto is here in 2026.6, is this the first new feature that you're going to be integrating into Home Assistant? And what are you going to automate with it?
I don't think I'm going to automate anything, and I just at least have the status of it. I'm hoping it. I haven't brought it in yet, so.
Yeah.
But when I do, I'm hoping it at least shows me battery levels and stuff like that, so I know when to charge it. So he has it charged. I've paid so much for this device. At least we could do is get use out of it. So
Well, I guess, I mean, you can control playing and pausing cards. So I'm
yeah,
assuming here, and changing the volume, I assume that you can then, set some routines, right? Like if it's after 7 p.m. And it's been playing for 15 minutes, turn it off, right? Or
yeah,
don't
yeah,
allow the volume to go above this. So it is, look, in principle, I don't agree with the device for the reasons you've mentioned, right? It's very expensive and sort of locks you into that ecosystem.
yeah,
But at least there is an integration here.
yeah,
So that's good.
yeah.